Arsenal may have been dealt another injury blow, of course, as midfielder Martin Zubimendi trained separately from the rest of the first team. The Spaniard was withdrawn before the hour mark in Arsenal's last-minute win over bottom of the league Wolves. Those suggestions is that he was doing some work in the gym, which Dean doesn't like doing. Arsenal will be boosted by the return of Ricardo Calafiori, though, after serving a suspension for the game against Wolves. They had been stretched thin, though, at the back, with multiple defensive players unavailable for the last two games. The sight of William Saliba returning to start against Wolves will have been a welcome one, no doubt. There is no Ben White, though, or Gabriel, and Kai Havertz and Christian Mosquera are still out. Despite that, injuries aren't the only concern for Mikel Arteta's side, are they, young Dave?
Not that young. Thank you. Yes, it could well be a season-defining Christmas period for Arsenal. 2 points clear of Manchester City, 3 ahead of Aston Villa, but this table could look very different in 4 weeks' time. That's because Arsenal's next 6 fixtures proved tricky. Last season, Mikel Arteta failed to win all of the corresponding fixtures in the last campaign, picking up just 5 points in total. And it all started with a 1-1 draw against Brighton after, well, this controversial red card for Declan Rice. Remember that? The little kick away. That got him a second yellow card. Arsenal reduced to 10 players. Joel Veltman was the Brighton player. He couldn't believe it, neither could the Arsenal fans, but off he went. At the end of December, Arsenal host Aston Villa at the Emirates. They were 2-0 up after 60 minutes, only to be pegged back by Ollie Watkins. Remember, Villa ended Arsenal's 18-match unbeaten run at the start of this month. And Arsenal begin the new year with a trip to the Vitality, where red card controversy again dominated last season too. I mean, we're still arguing about this one. Was this a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? After a VAR review, it was deemed it was, and William Saliba was sent off. Arsenal lost the game by 2-0. And their first trip to the Emirates in 2026 is a clash against current champions, Liverpool. Arsenal were pegged back twice last season as Mo Salah snatched a draw late in the game. So I guess the question is this a run of games a cause for concern for Arsenal, or is it extra focus and motivation, Dean?
I think it'll be motivation. I can pretty much guarantee that they'll beat that points tally from last season because of the squad depth that they've now got. Yes, the injuries, and I think historically, you know, if you have this many injuries for a long period of time, it will really affect you. But I thought the recruitment was brilliant in the summer. I'd expect them to be better in these matches. And even though we're talking about the injuries, they're still top of the table.
Yes, they are. And they are digging out results at times. Just at the minute, you know, they scraped that win against Wolves. Was that a worry for you, or is that a sign of the champions that they've actually got themselves over the line? It
was more a worry in terms of, you know, the lack of goals against a Wolves side that have really struggled. Obviously, two own goals getting them through. When you've not got that many injuries in forward areas at the moment, it's the defence that's been struggling with those injuries. Jesus coming back in, which is a real bonus. But does it really matter, I suppose, how you win the games? If you're going for the title, it really doesn't.
You worried about Gyökeres there, because obviously he came off for Jesus. Jesus came on for a little cameo and had plenty of touches, and Gyökeres only had, I think, 15 touches in that game. Does that worry you?
No, because Haaland hardly touches the ball.
No,
it's just he's the most patient striker I think I've ever seen in my whole life. And with his first attempt on goal against Crystal Palace, he scores, and it looks totally different. Now, he is obviously an exception. He's a generational talent, is Erling Haaland. But Gyökeres, like many other number 9s, you try and look around for number 9s now that are scoring lots and lots of goals. There aren't many. That role has changed a lot. You now have to... And Gyökeres will do this, out of possession, lots of runs, trying to stretch the defence. Well, if you're doing that, it's harder to be in the box, in the 6-yard box, when it matters. You're making runs for the wingers to score goals, for your number 10 to get the ball and score goals. That role as a number 9 has changed dramatically from certainly when I played. Probably even in the last 10 years, it's changed so much that the demands on you to do lots of other things other than scoring out of possession and not being involved when teams are sat deep, I think is very difficult. I think he will come good, and he's got a great attitude to being that selfless, not selfish, selfless centre forward.
Okay. I was just thinking, as a striker, you kind of need to be a bit.
You want to be selfish, but you need the ball.
I hear you. Look, it is only 1 clean sheet in 6. I mean, is that simply down to the loss of Gabriel, do you think, or is there something else going on?
No, I think taking Gabriel and Saliba out of the team is gonna hurt you. And yes, they have got depth in that position, but Mosquera had come in and done well, and he's then got injured, and Capier's still trying to find his feet in a new league, in a new country, so might take a bit of time as well. It's about getting through this period with the least amount of damage possible till you get those players back.
Yeah, OK. Right, Guardiola intends to make a few changes to his Manchester City lineup for that visit of Brentford in tomorrow's Carabao Cup quarter-final at the Etihad. He'll bring in some academy players for the game, which comes just 72 hours after City's win at Crystal Palace.
Some the academy because we're going to face, because after that 3 days we have West Ham, and West Ham is, I'm not saying is not the priority, get the semi-finals FA Cup, but normally when we achieve it, it's because we have all the squad, no injuries, and we can rotate. The team is good, and after we got, in the later stages. But when you are 1 game away to the semi-finals, the one competition, you can take it. You never know when it's coming back, and I have to find. It's a lesson I learned that you have to find the balance. But of course, there are players with a lot of minutes. It's 3 days, now travel. We arrive late in London, Manchester. We don't have much time to recover. And I have to, with the physios, with the doctors here, really, because the important game is West Ham. After West Ham, we have 7 days time to recover, but West Ham is so important.
So he's going to have to rotate then. I think he's sort of talking about lessons learned. I don't know whether he's referring back to that Bayer Leverkusen game or not, but do you feel that they have got the necessary depth and strength on all fronts to kind of fight on all fronts at the moment?
I think they have. After the transfer business that they did last January, those players certainly have had the time now to bed into what the manager wants. I think he is incredibly demanding in the best way possible. But I always felt like Pep Guardiola's the best I've ever seen in terms of being able to rotate, taking out players that none of us could understand how you could leave that player out against, to rest them, to give them that break they need, and the team would still continue to win games.
Arsenal's schedule is about to heat up as the Gunners face a crucial run of 6 fixtures that could shape their season. With momentum building, Mikel Arteta will be demanding focus and consistency as his side prepare for a mix of tough league battles and high-pressure tests. Every match feels like a must-win, and the coming weeks will reveal just how deep and resilient this Arsenal squad truly is. There's a boost and a blow on the team news front. Ricardo Calafiori's return is a timely lift, adding fresh energy and defensive steel just when it's needed most. However, concerns surround Martin Zubimendi after an injury setback that threatens to disrupt midfield plans. Arteta now faces key decisions as he balances fitness, form, and tactics while keeping Arsenal's ambitions firmly on track.